everything going?
It's good. Do we need these?
TBD.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll bring 'em.
We do need a bolster.
Okay.
I feel like I put these lights on kind of bright today to make it look like they were on the cloudy day. It looked better, brighter. Good morning. Happy Father's Day. Thanks to anyone and everyone who was out yesterday. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Morning, good morning. Oops. Okay, good morning. I'm going to go over some assists while folks are still coming on in and getting settled. Melissa's not here today, as you can see, so I'm going to try to do my best to be both the facilitator and the assister. We are going to use a bowl, so if you don't have one right now, no worries. I'll come around with it when the time comes. Good morning. Coming up, we have Applied Assist, Verbal and Hands-on Touch for Yoga Teachers with Anisha on Saturday, June 21st from 12:30 to 3:30. Followed that same day by Yoga and Cello, Harmony and Motion with Anisha and Kale. Again, Saturday, June 21st, 6:30 to 8 p.m. Saturdays, free yoga at the Art Museum from 9 to 10 a.m. And also just for folks to know, because I think I had a meeting recently with someone that I didn't realize this wasn't clear. For us, when we teach free yoga, the teacher is getting paid. Just in case you're someone who gets hang-ups about that, like these are sponsored events where someone's paying the teacher to make yoga free to you all. Assisting public classes for new yoga teachers with Eric, Sunday, June 22nd, 1 to 3:30. The Relief Roadmap, Master Therapeutic Movement, Self-Massage, and Stress Release Tools for Freedom from Anxiety, Overwhelm, and Persistent Pain with Deneen Vigiano. She's one of my teachers in New York City, and she's coming down that day for this workshop. It does count as a training towards our advanced teacher training modules. It's also open to anyone, like no yoga experience required. So this is for everyone. The Relief Roadmap, Stress Release Tools for Freedom from Anxiety, Overwhelm, and Persistent Pain. Who doesn't need that? Sorry if you have a wedding that day. Otherwise, it's Sunday, June 28th from 1 to 7. In July, Wellness on the Waterfront commences at Ray Street Pier. Again, this is free, and it runs July 7th through October 10th, Mondays and Thursdays from 6 to 7, and Sundays from 10 to 11. Art of Teaching Restorative Yoga, Weekend Immersion with Eric. Friday, July 18th to Sunday, July 20th. Rooted and Ready, a self-defense seminar with Kai. That's Saturday, July 26th, 1:30 to 5:30. I did his last one, and I learned so much. Like, please make it a point to take a self-defense seminar. And Kai, I learned so much. So again, that's Saturday, July 26th from 1:30 to 5:30. And the Inner Odyssey Yoga retreat with me and Alex is in July. So if you're feeling impulsive and you just like still want to come to Greece, that's happening July 20th to the 26th. Do you have any announcements? Are you still at the Penn Museum? You have some fun stuff coming up there? It was on my Instagram. Oh, it's already over? Oh, God. Oh, that reminds me, Juneteenth. Sorry, do you have any other, is there anything else coming up? Okay. It's not on here, I'm not sure why, but Juneteenth and the Sunday following will be fundraisers for Get Fresh Daily. If it looks weird when you go to sign up, that's why. Usually if it looks weird when you go to sign up, it's because it's set up as a workshop and you have to check out. Just please know that if that happens, you get to choose how much you pay from 0 to a bajillion, okay? And like, no one's tracking. We're just taking all that money and putting it to Get Fresh Daily, which is a wonderful organization. They do a girls' summer camp that Adriana's been involved in for several years. And so the Juneteenth money is going to Get Fresh Daily. And there's like 2 chances, or just send to them directly, or do what you're gonna do. Any requests? Happy Father's Day. Gigi said to me before I left, she hugged me and she said, "Happy Father's Day, Mommy." And it reminds me how, like, you know, when around Mother's Day, not just Mother's Day, like you hear me say this all the time, that the voice of the great mother resides in every single one of us. The same is true when I say the voice of the great teacher, that usually is the divine masculine. This is the voice of the Lord Shiva, who's the Lord of yoga, the divine masculine. And the voice of the great Father resides in every single one of us. The divine masculine is both the form and the formless, and the divine feminine is the flow. And without the boundaries, the structure of the form, the flow could not flow, which reminded me of one of my favorite Rumi bits this morning. The masculine energy is the container without which the river of love would flow and lose direction. The divine masculine holds space with unwavering presence, so the divine feminine can flow in truth and beauty. The divine masculine is strength without force, presence without pressure, action from love, not ego. So these are the concepts that we're going to play with today in our body, that we are both the form and the formless and the flow, all in the divine gift of embodiment, all at once. Without all of these elements, we would not exist. And our cosmology is that this one absolute divine masculine energy becomes the 2. He unites with his consort Shakti, aka Parvati, aka all the other names for the goddess. And as the 1 becomes the 2, and the 2 becomes the 1 in their union, and that becomes the many. And so from this union, there's a distillation of energy that at its grossest form consolidates itself into the form of the breath in order to pour life into all that is, in order to see its own reflection. So we're going to play with both structure and stability and flow today. Any requests? I like tree pose. Yeah. And that reminds me, like, you know, whenever we set up the altar, I don't do it every class, but I do it on Sundays. There's a bowl on the altar and I pour water in, and the water sort of absorbs all the energy of the practice. So the bowl is the masculine, the water is the feminine, and then I pour it into whatever plant looks like it's suffering the most, which is kind of all of them these days. They're all a little thirsty or overwatered, who knows? So we are like pouring all of our energy into this water, and it goes into our studio trees. So we'll definitely do tree pose. Anything else? Anything you want to make sure we do today? Lower back. Twists. It's not okay. Mid back. We're going to do the whole back. The back will not be forsaken. Okay, and it's not a speak now or forever hold your peace model, especially this is kind of quiet for a Sunday, not as quiet as last week. So if you have like inspiration, you feel something in your body, can we go here, do this, call it out. I like to keep it casual like that. So it's, in other words, it's not a speak now or forever hold your peace model. Your voice is welcome throughout the time together. Let's begin by making ourselves as comfortable as possible. I think maybe turning around and reclining so that your head is pointed towards the altar will feel nice. You can recline. Find your breath. Let me get out of your way. Notice the unconditional support of gravity beneath you. The divine masculine holds space with unwavering presence, so the divine feminine can flow in truth and beauty. The divine masculine is strength without force, presence without pressure, acting from love, not ego. And as Rumi always so eloquently puts it, the masculine energy is the container without which the river of love would flood and lose direction. Notice your breath, the flow of your breath. The flow of the inhale, the flow of the exhale. And notice how you notice the breath. The divine masculine is the container, the part of us that creates presence and structure. We see the breath in the reflection and the expression of embodiment. The body is the structure. Invite a slow, deep breath in. Let it fill you up. Notice your depth, the boundary of your depth and the boundary of your fullness. Pause there. And then as you exhale, let the breath pour out of you slowly and completely. Feel and notice the emptiness of the container. Pause there. Inhale deeply and fully for 4. Pause for 4. If you're pregnant, you can inhale more towards 8 and let the inhale flow right into the exhale. Exhale for 4 and pause for 4. Feeling the boundaries, expanding the boundary that is the space between each side of each breath. So it's a 4-part, 4-count breath. 3 or 4 more times, steadily at your own pace. The entire physical practice of yoga is a strategy for aligning ourselves, stretching, engaging ourselves, and stretching ourselves through aligned engagement in our structure so that the gift of life that each breath offers can flow in us, as us, through us, more deeply, more fully, more freely. The physical practice of yoga is an invitation and an opportunity to experience directly one of the greatest virtues of the divine masculine, that is the sense of our own integrity. The ways in which this virtue of integrity is present even when no one is watching. You sit in the virtuosity of your own integrity. That is the lap of the Great Father. Stretch your legs out long, reach your arms overhead. Take a huge breath in, take it to the top, and a long breath out. It can be audible. Let it pour out of you. The breath ignites the heart, the splendor of the heart, illuminates the mind and the body here in this gift of embodiment. On the bottom of an exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around your legs, and give yourself the sweetest, most loving embrace. Curl up into yourself, and then keeping yourself wrapped around yourself, can you let the shoulders release back and down, the head release? Maybe the pubic bone lengthens away from the navel, and feel that expansion of integrity inward. On an exhale, feet to the floor, gently roll to one side, press through strong arms to find your way into a tabletop position. With the hands at or near the top of your mat, the knees padded with a blanket if and as you like. Find your breath, and as you exhale, round your back. Inhale to arch. Take your time to find the edge, the boundary of the structure in each direction. Pause and reflect in and at your edges, and then savor the ways in which you can flow and move your awareness between each edge, between each breath. Notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it, in the context of the structure of the gift of embodiment. So Shiva, the divine masculine, is the form and the formless, the structure of the body and the expansive ocean of consciousness that is contained within the structure of embodiment. And the divine feminine is the way in which we channel this flow within the gift of the body. If they're not already, walk your hands up to the top corners of your mat. Get really sealed to the earth through the inner edges of the hands. Big breath in, and as you exhale, take your knees towards your hips. Your knees and feet remain hips width apart. Knees on the ground, so from the knees to the balls of the feet are like the banks of the river. Press the palms down into the earth, and it's like a prostration to the earth. Send your hips back for puppy pose. And as you send your hips back, as you inhale, the underarms lift up. And as the underarms lift, right between the shoulder blades soften. So the arms get structure and integrity from the earth all the way into the upper back. And as the underarms lift up, you get like softness and flow in the upper back, in the heart. On your inhale, slide through table. And with your exhale, find your way into downward facing dog. As you come into downward facing dog, you can alternate bending one leg and then the other, stretching through the soles of the feet, the backs of the legs, slowly at your own pace. Like as you bend one leg and stretch back through the other leg, give that like 2 or 3 good breaths before switching sides. And then as you begin to notice what lives where in the back hemisphere of your legs, maybe make it more dynamic if you prefer. Find your breath, press the thighs up to the sky and the heels down to the ground. On an inhale, float the right leg straight up. Look forward, exhale, catch your lunge. Spin the back heel to the earth and climb your right forearm to your right thigh and your left hand to your left hip for Parsvakonasana, extended side angle prep. So in an alignment-based yoga, the knowledge and application of the alignment matters, and that's the presence of the divine masculine versus like just a straight up flow style, that the structure, the conscious and conscientious and knowledgeable placement of the alignment is what's going to allow the breath, the gift of life, the divine feminine to flow in you, as you, through you, more deeply, more fully, more freely. Get the front knee directly over the ankle. The front knee and toes point straight ahead. And if the top of the front thigh looks like it's a little higher up than the knee, walk your back foot back and bend the front leg deeper. Stretch your stance a little bit. Then turn your back toes in a smidge. And as you inhale, pull the feet towards each other. Feel the legs engage and stabilize from the earth all the way up into your hips. And as you pull the feet towards each other from the core of the pelvis, anchor through your left leg as you reach the left arm out overhead. Push your left leg through the earth as you reach out past your left fingertips. And now squeeze your front heel in, guide the inner front thigh towards the little toe, and bend one more inch. Turn the left palm to the sky, and as you inhale, pull the feet towards each other as you reach up and back, warrior two. Bend the front leg deeper, flip the right palm up, reach up and back, reverse warrior. As you reach up out of the right waistline, bend the right leg deeper, reach up through the right fingertips, inhale through center, push the front leg straight. Exhale for triangle pose. Right fingertips to the floor or a block. Inside or outside the front leg. The structure is according to what suits you. Turn your back toes in a tiny bit. There you go. Now as you inhale, pull the feet towards each other. Once again, feel the strength of your legs rise up from the earth all the way into your hips, your pelvis. By pulling the feet towards each other, you activate the muscles of the legs, which create structure and support and stability in your foundation. And as you tie that stability up into your center, from the center, root down through the legs, and notice if you can lean back over your shoulder blades more. That the stability is tied into the opening. That the stability supports the freedom to open. On the exhale, pass through your lunge. Downward facing dog. Check it out. By pedaling the feet from side to side, notice what a difference makes. Are there changes in the right leg compared to the left? Notice how the light of awareness can expand in and through the fabric of the body, through stretching ourselves through aligned engagement. On your inhale, float the left leg high to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Spin the back heel to the earth. And climb left forearm to left thigh, right hand to right hip, just to take the time to get set, to be very conscious and conscientious on the foundation, what we're building upon. Front knee and toes point straight ahead, knee directly over the ankle. If the top of the thigh is higher than the front knee, then walk the back foot back and bend the front leg deeper. And when you stretch your stance, it can be a little destabilizing. If that's the case, turn your back toes in and pull the feet towards each other to restabilize yourself, to notice that you are, in fact, the source of your own stability. When you pull the feet towards each other, the muscles of the legs engage to support you and stabilize you from the ground all the way up into your center. From the very core and depth of your being, as you push through the right leg, reach the right arm overhead. Push the right heel down and back like you're pushing it through sand as you reach past your own right fingertips. And as you squeeze the left heel in, guide the inner left thigh open. Desiree, take just your left heel wide, or just the heel wider, wider. More. Not the toes, not the toes. Turn the toes in. More. I know it's going to feel so weird. A little bit more? Yes. Now, without changing a thing, squeeze the heel in, guide the inner thigh open. Turn the right palm to the sky. Pull the feet towards each other. Big breath in, reach up and back. Warrior two. Flip the left palm up. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Bend the front leg deeper as you reach past your left fingertips. Inhale through center. Follow your breath. Push the front leg straight. Exhale, left fingertips to the block. In or outside the front leg or the earth. As you pull the feet towards each other, draw the kneecaps up, and you actually draw stability from the earth up the legs. The muscles of the legs engage evenly on all four sides, and you pull that strength up into your core. And from the core of your pelvis, as you push through the legs, extend through the spine and the crown, and lean back over your shoulder blades. And you tie your strength, the divine masculine, into your opening, the divine feminine. Inhale to pull the feet towards each other, legs strong. Exhale to lean back, open the chest, the lungs, the heart. On your exhale, pass through lunge and take it back to downward facing dog. Push through the arms to launch through the hips. Even lift your heels high here. Lift your heels high. Bend your knees deep. This is the key to the low back. Bend your knees almost to the floor and stick your butt out. Keep your butt high and wide. And as you push into the earth, draw the bottom ribs in front towards the spine. And now press your thigh bones up to the sky. Sky, sky, sky. Ribs to the spine, thighs to the sky. And as you exhale, change to nothing. Just let the heels get rooted towards the earth. You get traction in your low back there. Nice, Molly. Walk your hands towards your feet. Bend your knees deep. Climb your hands onto your thighs. See that your knees and toes point straight ahead. Draw the shoulder blades to the back of the heart, to the spine, and reach your arms forward. Anchor through the heels, slide the ears back, biceps back. Exhale, sit deep. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Tap into center. Feel both feet on the ground. And then very gently hug the feet towards each other and feel the legs engage. Feel the integrity through your legs. Keep that as you release the hands. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, bend the legs, fingertips tap the earth. Hug the feet towards each other, but the knees widen a little bit. The legs are like the banks of the river. Look forward, bring biceps to ears. Exhale, sit deep. Hug the feet to the midline as you inhale, stand tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Release the hands. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the legs, fingertips tap the earth. Legs strong. Hug the feet to the midline. Root through the heels, reach forward and up. Exhale, sit deep. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, hands to heart. Notice the rhythmic beating of your heart, the presence of the breath, the unconditional support of gravity. And where gravity and breath coalesce, the heart ignites. Interlace the fingers, press the palms forward, hug the shoulder blades together, and as best you can, keeping the shoulder blades together, palms towards the sky. Keep hugging the shoulder blades to the spine, slide the ears back, the biceps back, reach up through the inner edges of the hands and down through the little fingers, and then take it up and over to the right, and ground through the left leg. Breathe into the left waistline. Inhale, reach up through center, get a little taller. Exhale, reach to the left, and ground through the right leg. Stretch, get bigger, more spacious through the right waistline. Inhale through center. Exhale, take up lots of space as you release the arms. Step to the top of your mat. Bend your legs a little bit. Hug your feet to the midline. Lift the left heel. Bend the left leg in. Slide your left hand down your left shin to the ankle and bring the sole of the foot to the inner thigh. If that's not happening, you can bring the sole of the foot to the inner calf or the inner thigh. And then as the foot presses into the thigh presses into the foot. Try not to let either side dominate. Hands to heart center. You could have a fixed gaze, like a Shiva gaze, eyes fixed on one point on the earth out in front of you. If you feel steady, you can look straight ahead. Press foot into leg and leg into foot with equal dynamic action. Try not to let one side, one aspect dominate. Presence without pressure. You can really reach the arms to the sky. Press foot into leg, leg into foot. If you feel steady, look up. Maybe even try closing the eyes. And hands to heart. Ooh. And shake it out. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Feel both feet on the ground. Lift the right heel. Lift the right knee. Slide the hand down to the ankle. And then use your right hand to guide the right foot to the inner thigh. It could be very different from side to side. It could be the inner calf. Could be a block inside the foot. And then notice if the foot is pressing into the leg more than the leg is pressing into the foot. Press the leg into the foot and the foot into the leg and press to the midline to expand the center from the core of the pelvis, root down. Again, find that fixed point for steadiness. If and when you feel steady, maybe look straight ahead. It's an invitation, not an obligation. From the core of the pelvis, as you root through your standing leg, press foot into leg, leg into foot, maybe extend through your branches, your fingertips. You are the space, the line between heaven and earth. Deep breath in and down through the fingertips, the crown into the earth. And as you exhale from the earth, press the breath up and out in all directions. Hands to heart. And release, shake it out. Feel both feet on the ground, Tadasana. Find your breath. Again, where breath and gravity join together in that union, the heart ignites and the splendor of the heart illuminates your mind and your body. You become the expression of, the reflection, the revelation of the divine, both masculine and feminine. Release the hands, inhale, reach up, stretch up, push through the legs, reach past your fingertips. Exhale, bend the legs, fingertips tap the earth. Inhale, reach the arms up, follow in the currents of your breath. Exhale, hands to the floor or blocks, press your thighs back as you bow to your heart. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold. Let's step the right foot back to lunge and take the blocks high inside the front foot. Lower the back knee down, pad with a blanket as needed. And then bending the back leg with your right hand, can you find your right foot? If it's hard to reach, the pro tip is to walk your hands over to the right. And then when you reach for the right foot, you shorten the distance between the hand and the foot. Keep that connection to yourself. If you feel steady, bring your left hand inside your left foot to the floor or the block, or left hand up onto left thigh. Find your breath and linking breath and action. As you inhale, pull the back knee forward. Feel that integrity. As you exhale, think ribs back, shoulders back, head back, lean back. Gorgeous. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths into what can't be seen but can be felt. Then release the back foot. Tuck the toes, lift the back knee and thigh high to the sky. Inhale, reach the arms up. And on your exhale, big step forward, standing tall mountain. Root through the legs to reach through your fingertips. Exhale, bend the legs, fingertips tap the earth. Follow in the currents of your breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold, bow to your heart. Inhale, reach the heart forward. Exhale, fold, bow to the heart. Step the left foot back to lunge. Lower the back knee down, pad with a blanket as you like. And then with your left hand, find your left foot. You can walk your hands over to the left to make that connection to yourself. Activate the left foot. Find and feel the form, the structure of the back foot. Spread the toes, and as you press the back knee down, drag it forward. If you feel steady, right hand to right thigh. Draw the shoulders back, rest the head back. As you inhale, pull the back knee forward. Notice your integrity. Exhale, shoulders back, head back, lean back, bend the front leg 1 more inch. Gently release the back foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Inhale for crescent lunge. And on the exhale, big step forward, Urdhva Hastasana, standing tall mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Slow down the inhale, breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Slow down the exhale of the heart, emanate from inside out beyond your form. Release the hands, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the legs, fingertips tap the earth. Lean into your fingertips. You can walk your fingertips forward on the floor or to blocks, and as you lean into your fingertips, press your thumb back. Exhale, fold to the top of a plank. Find your breath. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Shoulders over the wrists. Press the inner edges of the hands down and hug the hands to the midline to feel the strength, the stability of your arms. And as you hug the hands to the midline, push the hands down and forward, and also let the heart, the upper back soften. Exhale to downward dog. On the inhale, float the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. On the inhale, reach the arms forward and up. On your exhale, take a big step forward, balancing on the right foot. Exhale, step it back to lunge. Big breath in, both feet on the ground. On the exhale, plant your hands. Take the right leg straight up and back to three-legged dog. Exhale, float the right foot down. Inhale to plank. Hug your feet to the midline. Feel your legs engage. Hug your hands to the midline. Feel your arms activate. And then draw stability from the earth up the arms and legs all the way into the core of the pelvis. Lift the thighs up a little bit and anchor the tailbone down. Draw the bottom ribs up and reach your sternum, your breastbone forward. One more breath. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale to float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, big step forward to balance on the left foot. Stay for a breath. On your exhale, step back to lunge. Big breath in, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, plant the hands. Three-legged dog, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, float it down. Inhale to plank, follow in the flow of your breath. Exhale, lower towards the earth in the style of you. We're gonna inhale for Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Stay for an extra breath, and on the exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal through the soles of the feet, the backs of the legs. Notice any newfound space. And at the bottom of the breath, walk your hands towards your feet and your feet towards your hands. Meet yourself in the center. Meet yourself in the center. Fold over the legs. Bow to the heart. From the core of the pelvis, root down through the bones of the legs, deep into the earth. Hug your feet towards each other and feel the structure, the stability of your legs ignite. Keeping that as you inhale, reach all the way up to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Enjoy the breath, the rhythmic beating of your heart, and both feet on the ground. Release the hands. Step to the front of your mat and then place a bolster. Actually, you could do this wherever you are. Place the bolster behind your heels. Does everyone have a bolster? I'm going to bring you one. I can bring you one if you don't. think just one. Everyone else has one? Okay. There you go. Okay, I do feel like I have to do this with you if we're going to still be friends. Move back a little bit. That's great. Thank you. And I'll go here. Okay, so we're standing in front of the bolster. We're gonna take the arms out in front of us and make fists like you're gonna break a piece of wood or metal, like you're trying to break a stick. Lift your right heel up, heel to butt cheek. And now we're gonna bend the standing leg, back knee is gonna tap the bolster, and then push through your standing leg to rise up. Okay, how'd it go? Yeah, we like it. Okay, you're smiling. Okay, you could also do, you don't want to like land, but if you want more height, you could take your blocks, stack your blocks over under your bolster, and it'll be less of a way down. The bare minimum, yeah. So just to be demonstrative, it's going to be, we'll go for, hang on, oof, 3, maybe 5, we'll see. That's too much for me, but you have to do you. Do you want to try the blocks? Okay. So we're going to start standing on the left leg. Arms out in front, you're going to break a piece of wood, a stick, a piece of metal. And then we're going to slowly bend the standing leg, knee kisses the bolster, push through the standing leg. Big breath in. Hold the breath as you lower down. Exhale, push the standing leg straight. Sorry.
No, it's like it's kind of fun.
One more.
In our inner.
How's 3? Can we go for 5? Yeah. 5. And stand. Yes, okay. Second side, it can be very different from side to side. That's my weaker side that we did first. I don't know about you all. Okay, so we'll shift the weight to the right foot. Like you're gonna break a big stick, bend the standing leg, left knee taps down, push the standing leg straight. I'm sweating. 2, go at your pace. We're going for 5 if you can. Push up on your exhale, that helps. And squeeze your butt at the top. And rest. We still friends? Okay. Bring your blocks high in front of you. Come to the top of your mat. I think we'll do another set of those just for fun. One for the divine masculine, one for the divine feminine. Unless your inner child's going, wah, then you don't have to. Okay, we're gonna bring the hands to the blocks way out in front of us. And then float the right leg straight up and back like warrior 3. Turn the back toes in, get long through the spine, press the blocks down and forward. So the place where we're going next is a little crunchy. You can stay here, even do reps like we did, or chair pose against the wall for like 10 breaths. Okay. We are moving towards an open belly twist, which you can do. Okay, as you exhale, you're gonna bring your right knee as close to your inner left foot as you possibly can. You're going to bend your standing leg and try to bring your right knee towards the floor. Good, then push your left leg straight, warrior 3. Exhale, right knee outside your left foot. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to chest. Bend the standing leg and kick your right foot forward. Pistol squat. Push through the blocks, warrior three with the blocks supported. Take your blocks directly underneath your shoulders, turn the back toes in, left hand to left hip crease, tack it back. As you squeeze the right leg in and tack the left hip crease back, twist your belly to the left, reach your left arm to the sky. Every inhale, squeeze your back leg more to the midline. Feel the structure of your back leg. Press the back knee and thigh to the sky. And as you exhale, lean back on your shoulder blades. Inhale to untwist. Exhale, fold right down the middle, both feet on the ground. Bow to your heart, to your structure, to the ocean of consciousness within. And on the inhale, reach all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Anyone like, what the fuck? Was that confusing? Does anybody need to see it before we do the second side? Okay, I don't know if folks were lost. Thank you. Yeah, can I use your blocks? Is that okay? So we're in warrior three, supported. So I really want to be kind of from the hip to the heart level, like a bar top or tabletop, just depending on your height, I guess. Knee comes down towards the floor. The heel might come up. Try to keep the heel down. Supported warrior three. Outside. Supported warrior three. Now I hold the blocks through to pistol squat. I like to walk the blocks back to push back up to warrior three. Hand to hip, twist. Okay, we'll do the second side, and then we're gonna do both sides again, but on the final round, we're gonna take the knee outside, sit, and do an open belly twist, and then back to the warrior three. That's when we get back to the second side, side one. Does that help to see? Okay, I'll talk you through it. So remember that we're linking flow with integrity here. We want to tie the integrity into the flow and let the integrity support the flow, okay? So the point is you're going to be feeling it in your legs. Stay with your breath, okay? Come to the top of your mat, big breath in, follow your breath, exhale, fold over your legs, your structure, bow to your heart. Inhale, get long through the spine, hands to blocks on their highest height, and float the left leg straight up and back. And breathe, float the left leg straight up and back. Find the structure, turn the back toes in, squeeze the back leg strong to the midline. So there's a very clear awareness through the structure of the back leg. And as you turn the back toes in and hug the back leg in, press the back knee to the sky to lift the leg one more inch. Nice, Amy. On the exhale, left knee comes towards the inner right foot. How low can you go? Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, knee outside the standing foot. How low can you go? Inhale, supported warrior three. Exhale, knee to chest, bend the standing leg. Extend your left leg through in front for pistol squat. Walk your blocks back a little if you need to. Push into the blocks to thread it back through to supported warrior three. Big breath in. Turn the back toes in. Hug the back leg to the midline. Bring your right hand to your right hip crease and tack your right hip crease back and turn your back toes in and squeeze the back shin to the midline as you press the inner back knee to the sky. And as you twist from left waistline to right, reach the right arm to the sky. And the more you hug the back leg in, you create the stability, the structure upon which you can lean back over your shoulder blades to open up. Inhale to untwist. Exhale, left foot meets the right foot. Fold over your legs, bow to your heart. And on your inhale, rise forward, reach forward and up, standing tall mountain, a mountain range. Exhale, hands to heart. Do you want some fans? Yeah, okay. This is why we miss Melissa, right? Sorry. Questions, comments, concerns? Any issues with the sequence? Yeah. So it might come up, you're trying to keep it down, and so like it goes back to even with tree pose to not let one side dominate. Like if you're in flow, that heel is gonna uproot. If you're too much in structure and you keep the heel rooted, you're not gonna have any flow, anywhere to go. So can you just like pause at the place where you can keep the heel grounded and go like, that's my boundary? And then like allow for a little flow. Like you wanna push past, not with force, right? That's the divine masculine, with presence. With presence, not force, okay? So like for me, can I catch the place where it come up? And look, I did, and then it didn't come up. Oy. Which it would have if I didn't pause right where I felt like it wanted to come up. That's not the expectation. Like for most of us, it'll need to come up. I've also been doing this in my practice for a few days now, so that's probably why. Like this is a thick tendon, and if you have tight, big calf muscles, your heel's gonna need and want to come up, but can you pause at the place of stretching with integrity where the heel stays grounded? I have reverse piano stools. My ankles just never turn into calves. No matter what I do, I'm like, is there a calf muscle in there? LOL, okay. It's like big thighs, toothpicks. The divine in all its forms. Hallelujah. Okay, so this time we're gonna add is it Bharadvajasana or Matsyendrasana? Does anybody know? Matsyendrasana? Yeah, Lord of the Fishes. Lord of the Fishes, who overheard Shiva, the divine masculine, mansplaining, just kidding, yoga to his beloved, the divine feminine Shakti, and overheard it, so became a great sage because the teachings of yoga when the divine masculine was expounding it to the divine feminine. So we'll go towards Lord of the Fishes. You're like gonna sit like you're eavesdropping on the pillow talk between your mind and your heart. That's the masculine and feminine, that sweet pillow talk. Stand near the top of your mat. You don't have to be right at the top. You can even be on the center if you like. Feel both feet on the ground. Find your breath. Inhale, reach the arms up, but structure with flow. Exhale, fold, bow over your legs, bow to your heart. Find your blocks. As you inhale, get long through the spine, supported warrior three. Float the right leg straight up and back. Is that the first side? Yes. Feel the structure through the standing leg from the core of the pelvis, root through your standing leg and draw energy up the leg into the pelvis. From the core of the pelvis, extend out through your back heel. Turn your back toes in and hug your leg to the midline. Press the blocks down and forward to draw the bottom ribs up and the tail, the front lifting away from the front thigh. Nice, like that. And as you exhale, knee towards the floor inside your standing foot. Pause at your boundary. And then inhale, warrior three. Exhale, knee outside your standing foot. Pause at your edge, push a little. Inhale, rise up, warrior three. Exhale, knee to chest, to heart, and then extend your right leg forward as you sit low, pistol squat. Good. And then push through your arms, press back up to warrior three. Left hand to left hip, tack the left hip back. From the right waistline, twist to the left arm to the sky. Now as you turn the back toes in and squeeze your back leg more to the left and press your back knee to the sky, lean back over your shoulder blades like you're leaning over your back leg, hugging in. Inhale to untwist. Exhale, left back knee comes outside your left foot. Slow motion, you're gonna find a seat here. Now, if you feel kind of uneven, like you're just sitting on the right side, scooch onto your blanket or your bolster so that your sitting bones are level. You can manually widen your right butt cheek and then manually widen your left butt cheek. Take your right fingertips to the floor behind you. Big breath in, reach up through the left arm. And as you exhale, twist, hook the left arm inside the left leg and pause. As you push through the right fingertips and the right sitting bone, draw the right shoulder blade up and back. And as you exhale, press arm into leg and check it out. Leg into arm. So that one side there doesn't dominate the other. Arm into leg, leg into arm, arm into leg. One more breath. Inhale to untwist. Find your blocks. Lean into your blocks, and as best you can you stand through the inner edge of your left foot to push up and back, warrior three. Exhale, take it back to lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, big step forward, standing tall mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Find your breath, feel both feet on the ground. Maybe notice the rhythmic beating of your heart. Release the second side. Does it feel kind of like a direct experience between structure and flow? Ish. Okay, find your breath. On your inhale, reach the arms forward and up, standing tall mountain. Root down through your legs to reach past your fingertips beyond your form. And then as you exhale, fold over your legs, your structure, bow into your heart. Inhale, get long through the spine. Find your blocks if not already. And as you exhale, extend your right leg, straight left leg, second side up and back, left leg. Okay, left leg straight up and back. Turn your back toes in. And the structure is from the core of the pelvis, root through your standing leg, your heel, the big toe ball mound. From the earth, draw the kneecap up. And even here, you're hugging the legs to the midline to find the strength of your legs. Hug your back leg more to the midline and press the inseam of the back leg to the sky. On the exhale, draw a knee towards the inner edge of the standing foot. Sit low. Inhale, warrior three. Follow your breath, not my voice. Exhale slowly, knee outside the standing foot. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, knee to chest. Bend the standing leg and extend your left leg out in front of you as you sit deep for pistol squat. Exhale, push through the blocks to press up and back, warrior three. So the legs govern the spine. So when you ask for, and we're going to get more into the spine, but it's the legs that support and stabilize the spine. Bring your right hand to your right hip crease. Your right hip crease back. Flex your back foot. Feel the structure of the whole back foot. And then turn your back toes in and spread the toes and turn the back toes in. And as you squeeze the back leg to the midline, lean back over your shoulder blades, reach the arm to the sky. The opening comes from the strength with which you squeeze the straight back leg against the midline. The more you hug the leg to the midline, the more you can lean back over your shoulder blades. Inhale to untwist. Exhale, knee comes to the floor outside the standing foot. Slowly find a seat, work your butt inside that heel. Slide some support, a bolster, a block, a blanket so that you feel level. I always like to kind of manually widen the butt cheeks to find my sitting bones on the lap of the earth. And then walk the left fingertips behind you. Push the left fingertips into the earth to extend up through the spine. Big breath in, reach the right arm to the sky. And as you exhale, twist, hook the arm inside the leg. Press leg into arm, arm into leg. Can you keep the right sitting bone anchored as you stand through the inner edge of the right foot? That'll keep you busy. You got it. So notice how the right foot might have lost its connection. Sit up higher as needed to get the inner edge of the right foot to root down, and then press arm into leg and leg into arm. 2 more of the deepest, fullest breaths. Leg into arm more. Yes. Inhale to untwist, find your blocks. Exhale, stand through your right foot, press up to warrior three. Exhale, take it back to lunge. Inhale, big breath in, root through the legs, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, plant your hands, downward dog. Lower the knees to the floor, come onto your forearms, and let's interlace the fingers. Shrug your shoulders towards the ears. Keep that as you tuck your toes, lift your knees and hips up and back to dolphin pose. So you're in downward dog on your forearms. Press the wrist knobs down and hug the elbows in. Come onto your tippiest of tippy toes and walk your feet towards the head of your mat and press your upper back towards the back of your mat. Press the upper back right between the shoulder blades towards the fronts of your thighs and press the fronts of your thighs towards the hamstrings, the backs of your thighs. And lift the heels up and press the thighs to the sky, and keeping that, let the heels root towards the earth. On the exhale, walk it all the way back to forearm plank. Press the wrist knobs down, hug the forearms in. Find your breath. On your next exhale, walk your feet towards the head of your mat. And as you walk, tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe the feet forward, lift the heels, press into your forearms, press the wrist knobs down and hug the elbows in, float the right leg to the sky. Come onto the left toes, turn the right toes in, and press your inner right knee and thigh to the sky, keeping that ground your left heel to the earth. Yes. Right foot to the floor, walk it back. You can either rest in forearm plank if that's like a rest for you, or rest in child's pose. Breathe into the back and sides of the waist. Find the center and let the center expand, whether you're in plank or child's pose. Then inhale to forearm plank if you're not already. Press the wrist knobs down, hug the elbows in, shrug the shoulders, walk your feet, tiptoe your feet towards the top of your mat. Come on to the tippiest of tippy toes. Press your upper back towards your thighs to the sky. Float the left leg to the sky. Flex the left foot. Feel the space between the toes. And then turn your left toes in and press the inner right knee across the room as you ground through your bottom heel. Expanding the structure of the center. Float the left foot down and take it back to child's pose. Feel the breath rise and fall through the backs and sides of the waist, through the soft part of the structure. Let the awareness expand and soften with each breath. Inhale to table. Pad the knees as needed. Stretch the right leg straight back behind you. Tuck the toes. Lift the right heel hip height. And then bend the right heel to the butt cheek. Come on to left fingertips. You can stay right here. And then the option is you could reach the left arm overhead, bicep by the ear, or with your left hand, find your right foot behind you. As you inhale, hug the back knee to the midline, and as you exhale, kick foot into hand, as you hug hand into foot. One more breath, hug the back knee more to the midline, and as you exhale, kick the foot back and up. Release the connection, get long, and rest. Tabletop position, or if you need a breath in child's pose before the second side. Notice what you feel, how it feels where you feel it. Stretch the left leg back. Come on to right fingertips. Lift the left heel hip height. And then bend the leg like you're gonna raise the roof with the heel. Keep that, draw heel to butt cheek. Reach the right arm overhead. You can stay right here, arm bicep by the ear, back knee hugs to the midline, or with the right hand, reach for the left foot behind you. Find your breath, and as you inhale, hug the back knee more to the midline. Exhale, kick the foot back and up. As you inhale, think knee is being magnetically pulled to the brick wall. Can you keep that as you kick the foot back and up? Inhale to unbind, get long. Exhale to release, child's pose. And all the forms, the postures, the seats, the strategy of the forms we make on the mat is to reveal to ourselves all of our different aspects, to see ourselves more deeply, more clearly, more fully within the context of all forms. To notice each and every edge, each and every self-perceived limitation in order to expand our sense of self so that the divine can flow in us, as us, through us, forever and ever and always, more deeply, more fully, more freely. Let's sit back on the heels and come on to the back. And as you come onto your back, have the knees bent flat on the floor. Knees bent, feet on the floor. Place a block right between the inner thighs. And the block between the inner thighs gives more structure and support to the legs. So again, when it comes to back bends, when it comes to exploring the spine, the legs are the foundation that impart the sense of structure and stability to the upper trunk. So feel both feet on the ground, and then hug the block between the legs and try to hug the block more with the fronts of the thighs. Bend the elbows alongside the waist, and as you press the elbows down, lift the spine up. Send pubic bone towards the floor. Press the center back of the skull into the earth. Press the elbows into the earth, and then everything in between draws in and up to the center. So even though we're still completely in the lap of gravity, the whole spine's already in the shape of a rainbow. And as you press the elbows down and the center back of the skull down, wriggle the shoulder blades together. And now stand through your feet to lift your hips up. And as you lift the hips up, notice if the block pushes forward. Can you hold the block again more with the fronts of the thighs? That's going to give you more integrity. And as you hug the block with the fronts of the thighs, push your feet down and forward to feel the bridge grow from inside out. You can keep the arms as is, let the palms rest anywhere on the midsection. You can extend the arms to the ground and press the palms down. You might interlace your hands behind the back if you have that shoulder flexibility. Every inhale, hug the block more. Every exhale, push your feet down and forward to tie the strength of your legs into your opening. And on the exhale, slowly lower down and release into the lap of the earth. So in an alignment-based yoga where we are aligning ourselves and engaging ourselves and stretching ourselves through aligned engagement, the whole point is to create the direct experience of integrity and expansion, both at once, which are actually opposites, like masculine and feminine. That we are all, each and every one of us are fully both. We can have integrity and openness. It's what we're made of. We're going to place the block between the inner thighs again, knees bent, feet on the floor. For round 2, the 1 becomes the 2. Bend the elbows alongside the waist. Press the elbows down. Press the center back of the skull down. Slide the shoulder blades together to the spine, like a nest underneath the heart. And as you press the elbows down and the center back of the skull down, stand through your feet to lift the hips up. Keep holding the block with the fronts of the thighs as you lift the hips up. Some of you can walk your feet a little bit more towards your tushy. That's like a little bit of a scoot. And then hug the block with the fronts of the thighs as you inhale, and as you exhale, press the feet down and forward. Change nothing in the shoulders. We're just going to bring fingertips. Let's go like this. Lift the elbows up and point your elbows to the sky and bring your fingertips towards the mat outside. And as you make that, tendency is for the arms to come out of the sockets. Keep the shoulder blades to the spine. Turn your hands out a little bit. Hug the block with the fronts of the thighs. Stand through your feet. Want more? Push through arms and legs to come into Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow pose. Your fingers are pointing towards your feet. Hug the block with the fronts of the thighs. Push your feet down and forward and look towards your heels. If you want more, you can walk your feet towards your hands and then press your feet down and forward to pump your heart forward the opposite direction. If you've walked it in, now walk it out and slowly lower down. Enjoy your breath, the unconditional support of gravity, and the rhythmic beating of your heart where breath and gravity intersect. Actually no block between the thighs this time. Bend the legs, feet on the floor, put the block to the side. But now try to remember the presence of the block and allow the block to hold your awareness to the midline. Legs hug the midline in order to protect and support the lower back and spine. You've got to keep that remembrance of the block between the legs, the support and the stability of the divine masculine through the legs to support the opening through the upper body. Have your heels right under your knees and feet hips width apart. Bend the elbows alongside the body for bridge pose. And as you press the elbows down, stand through the feet to lift the hips up. Setu Bandhasana bridge pose, the instrument of connection. In the past few years, I just think that this is the ultimate pose that is the metaphor for the point our practice is trying to make in and of the world we live in today. The bridge is the instrument of connection. Each and every one of us is an instrument of connection. Pause here in bridge pose. Options are to place 1 or 2 blocks under the sacrum to make it more of a supportive posture. You can stay active in bridge pose, any variation with the arms. You can place your hands outside your ears to come into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Turn the toes in and the hands out if that's where you're going. And from Urdhva Dhanurasana, big if you want more, imagine you're hugging the block between the inner thighs. You can bend your elbows to bring your crown to the earth. Interlace your hands behind your head. Hug the elbows and hug the knees in. Push through your feet, press through your forearms for Dvipada Viparita Dandasana on your forearms. Wherever you are, however you choose to be, any of these variations, bring your legs together. Bend your right knee in. Squeeze your left knee to the midline as you press your right heel to the sky. Find your breath as you inhale. Squeeze the left knee to the midline. As you exhale, press your left foot down and forward. Right foot meets the left foot. Bend the left leg in. Press your left heel to the standing leg, the divine masculine. Squeeze to the midline and press the bottom foot down and forward. Lower the left foot to the floor. Lower the pelvis to the earth. Take your feet as wide as the mat. Knees bent, feet as wide as the mat, and let the knees rest against each other at the center. Bring both hands to the low belly. Slow down the breath. Keeping one hand on the low belly, bring one hand to the heart. Feel the breath. I love how like in the act of a pose like that, all of the sense of body, sometimes, not all the time, but for me, kind of the whole feeling of the body just dissolves into the rhythmic beating of the heart and the currents of the breath. And then the awareness comes back to form, and you feel the weight of being on the lap of the earth. Take your arms out to the sides in cactus. And with the feet as wide as the mat, let fall gently to the right. Option to place the right foot on top of the left thigh. Three of the deepest, fullest breaths that require the least amount of effort. Yeah, so the knees can both go this way. You got it. It's like, what? Let the breath massage the visceral organs. Notice what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it, and allow yourself to receive, like really deeply and with sincere reverence, that sense of structure, that sense of form, the divine gift of embodiment, the consolidation of divine energies, masculine and feminine, into form. On an inhale, draw the knees up through center, knees bent, feet on the floor as wide as the mat. And then let both knees fall gently to the left. And the option is to place the outer edge of the left foot on top of the right thigh, totally optional. And to breathe into what can't be seen but can be felt. Does that feel lower, Camden? Okay. And to explore your sense of breath, awareness, embodiment. Breath, awareness, embodiment, and the ocean of conscious form. Inhale the legs through center. Uncross. Bring the legs together, feet on the floor. Cross your left thigh over your right thigh. Hamstrings to quadriceps, thigh over thigh. Scooch your hips and your butt to the left and lower your knees to the right for a supine twist. You can place a block underneath your top knee for support, or you can bring your knees all the way to the earth and from the right waistline twist to the left. Try to get your left shoulder blade down. If that's not happening, maybe the knees lift up a little bit to anchor, to root through the left shoulder. And then keeping that left shoulder rooted, let the knees get heavier to the right. Belly breathing through the nose. Invitation to begin to weave back in that 4-part, 4-count breath here in the twist. The structure of the twist tends to sort of limit the breath. Feel how the twist limits the inhale, but can you still drive the inhale deeper and fuller? And as you exhale, let the flow of the breath out deepen the twist. Pause in your sense of fullness. Expand that space. And also pause in that space of emptiness. To feel the currents, the flow in between each boundary. On an inhale, draw your legs up through center, uncross, bring your hips to neutral. Cross the right thigh over the left thigh. Deep cross, shift your hips, your butt to the right, and lower your knees to the left. we're cooling down and making our way towards Shavasana, corpse pose. The divine masculine archetype hangs out in 3 places. In the yoga tradition, you can find Shiva in one of 3 places. On the mountaintop, deep meditation, in stillness, in a meditative state. At home, domesticated, in the forest of feelings and drama, or in the cremation ground, on the banks of the Ganga, where they burn the bodies and let them back into the river of consciousness, smeared in ash, covered in ash, for which Shavasana, the pose of the corpse, is named. When we find the divine masculine at that edge, that threshold between life and death, or between life and life, if you entertain that idea. On the inhale, draw the legs up through center. Stretch your legs out long and reach your arms overhead. And let the breath stretch you from inside out in all directions. Exhale with an audible sigh, a release of any last remaining bits of 2 more times. Like push out anything that remains that is ready for release. Let it be pressed out on the exhale, conscious, subconscious, unconscious. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Wrap yourself around yourself. Give yourself your divine self and all parts of yourself, all of which are divine. Give yourself the most loving embrace. As you wrap yourself around yourself, take this time to scan your body with your awareness to see if there's any final poses, movement, or adjustment that you need or want to make in order to feel completely prepared to fully relax. You might consider adding or removing layers, adding or removing props. So you're either using your props or your props are completely out of your way. The props are supporting you, but not blocking you. So add them or remove them. Add or remove your layers. I invite you, if you like, to let your hair down, put your glasses safely off to the side, and prepare yourself for Shavasana, corpse pose. It's the stillness of the divine masculine where all of our self-perceived edges dissolve. And as you allow yourself and encourage yourself to move into stillness, the more subtle currents of energy come into the field of awareness. You might bring index finger and thumb to gently touch in Chin Mudra. And you might notice a pulsation in that space, the presence of the rhythmic beating of your heart in and through your fingertips. This is the time we take to move towards meditative stillness and to directly experience the expansion of awareness within and beyond forms. This is the presence without pressure. The divine masculine is your sense of grounded presence and spacious structure and sacred steadiness. Your divine and incredible capacity to contain all that is. The way in which you contain multitudes. And for the time being, take refuge in stillness and the steady currents of the breath. the wise words of Rumi, the masculine energy is the container without which the river of love would flood and lose direction. The divine masculine holds space with unwavering presence, so the divine feminine can flow in truth and beauty and full divine splendor. The divine masculine reveals itself in you, as you, through you, as your strength, your stability, your presence. Let the spirit that you are begin to gently stir and awaken the body that you have, wiggling toes and fingers, gently stretching through arms and legs. Let the light of awareness recognize the formless and the form. The breath ignites the heart, and the splendor of your heart, wherein the voice of the true teacher resides. The voice of the heart is the expression of the divine masculine and the divine feminine in you, as you, through you. It is the voice of your heart. It is the splendor of your heart that informs, illuminates, and inspires the faculty of your mind and the agency of your body, so that our thoughts and our actions more clearly reflect and reveal our divine nature and spirit. And as the spirit that we are illuminates and awakens the body that we have, let the body that you have embrace and affirm and protect, ground and stabilize the spirit that you are, literally wrapping yourself around yourself, holding yourself, containing these multitudes. When you feel ready, you can bend your legs and feel both feet on the ground. Take a moment to call yourself down to earth. Take a breath, call yourself back to reality, and take a breath. And take a moment to visualize the ways in which you stretch yourself and your practice of yoga into the activities of your daily life. In so doing, bringing more goodness, more beauty, more virtuosity to those in the world around you. Imagine that. And again, as you're ready, gently roll to one side, press through strong arms to find your way into a comfortable seated posture with the eyes closed and the hands folded before the heart in Anjali Mudra, and a final sincere gesture of self-reverence and self-offering, one that acknowledges the splendor of the heart, the voice of the heart, always present, intrinsically peaceful, and utterly powerful, and a gesture that places this aspect of ourselves before us as a guide and an offering in all we do. In so doing, bringing our hearts, our beauty, and our goodness more generously and courageously to those in the world around us. As you bow to your heart with all my heart, with all my love and respect, I bow to every single one of you. Thank you so much for your practice and for your presence and for all that you are and all that you do, all that you offer every single day of this life. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, y'all. Thanks for being together. Have a great rest of your weekend. And see you for any of the things coming up, particularly next Saturday, yoga and cello. And try to come to class on Juneteenth. I think that's Thursday this year, to practice in the service of something greater. And if not Thursday, I'll see you Sunday, and we'll do it again Do it again. Thanks, everyone. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I feel like I have a big knot in my calf today, strangely. What side is it on? Both sides? Yeah.
Looks amazing. These tights look amazing.
Thank you. The Viore. Have you been there? So for the plantar fasciitis, you can use a block or just a wall. And you take your toes, yeah, and then like this way and this way. Try to get, if you can, your whole, like that way. Big time, like push into the wall. Toes pull off the wall. I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, like you need to do huge plantar flexion for that. The ball and bifurcating the gastroc, getting the ball in there. But flexion. You know those like boots and socks that hold your foot in that position? Yeah.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Like to me, even you developed it like last couple of years ago, right? You had it yourself. With
Yeah.
your healthy, whatever habits. And
I was
shifts.
getting weird pains in my feet, and you know what? I feel like I was truthfully probably drinking too much. And I was getting like a weird pain here.
Water.
That I'd sometimes,
Or not water.
no, like too much alcohol. And when I don't, like now that I'm drinking far less, I'm not having any of that like pain in here and here. Yeah. And the magnesium too might be helping, right?
I'll just get everything. I
Yeah.
started looking, it's like he found some space for me, like before his yoga class. So
With Larry?
get back.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, the plantar flexion is the main thing. Yeah. Just like anytime you're at a wall, going this way and then like this way, like even just being when it's the back foot throughout your day at work, like make sure you do it in between patients.
Up pedaling.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. They have to like make an alternative where you can use your heel to do it or something. Oh, body's now saying it, maybe? No? That's funny. Oh gosh, I'm still talking into the mic. Whoopsies.